I told Mom, I said, we're recording our Christmas episode. She goes, really? What's that mean? I'm like, it's basically a regular episode. Except we tell people Merry Christmas.
Now listen, we have dolls that cry, talk, walk, blink, and run a temperature. We don't need any chewing dolls.
Welcome to the Irritable Dad Syndrome Christmas Holiday Spectacular. I'm Dave Lay. Join us this week with special appearances by Chris O'Brien, Janine Coyle, Shadow Stevens, and my special friend Peppy. Now, please welcome your hosts, Santa's favorite podcasters, Mike and Darin.
Hi, I'm Darin.
I am Mike.
Welcome to our Christmas episode of Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
2023.
Yes.
Right, 2023.
Yes. Yeah. Today, this episode drops on December 19th. The next episode is the day after Christmas. So this is our Christmas episode.
So first off, we are Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
Yes.
Irritable Dad Syndrome. Mm-hmm. Go look at us, search us on the Facebook.
The official podcast of Christmas.
The official podcast of Christmas.
Yeah.
IrritableDadSyndrome.com. But second, in between this episode and the next, we've got a pretty big thing happening.
We do. Big news. This is unbelievable news. A few weeks ago, we had Chris and Janine from WGRR. Okay, they're married with microphones. They are Cincinnati radio legends. They've been on the air for a long time. Okay, they are retiring. They're leaving their post as morning radio station.
After talking to us, they said, we can't do this.
We can't do it anymore.
They're letting just anybody do this stuff now.
Yeah, but here's the thing. December 22nd is their last episode. Okay, that's the last day of broadcasting in Cincinnati, and they're having us as guests on the show.
And I looked them up on the interwebs.
Yeah.
People listen to them.
A lot of people.
They're a big deal.
Yeah.
They're the number one.
People love them.
Yeah.
They just won a Marconi Award last year for best radio personality in whatever market. I can't remember. But it's a big deal. And I have been on Chris and Janine's show a couple times. Michael Flannery and I went on there one time. A few years ago, I went on and did some Christmas jokes. And now they're having Mike and I come on their last episode. And honestly, I'm afraid I might tear up a little bit because I genuinely really like them. They're friends of mine.
They're nice people.
They're really good. Yeah, Janine I've known for years. She used to come by. When I worked at Channel 5, there was a company that hired her to do their commercials. So whenever I would go out and do commercials for them, she would be there. Yeah. And she was so unbelievably easy to work with and always fun. Yeah. And then I got to meet Chris, her husband, later on. Yep. And they're just great people. And I wish them the absolute best in retirement. But yeah, I can't believe we're going to be on their show. So mark your calendar. Yeah. December 22nd. And I know there's a way to listen to WGRR wherever you are. You can ask Alexa to play WGRR.
This is broadcast radio, as they say, terrestrial radio.
Yep.
Which means we are going to have to be on our best behavior.
Absolute best behavior.
I can't walk in and say, "Hey, you."
Got 3 words for you, Mike.
Yeah.
FCC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be on our absolute best behavior, and we're...
So Mikey's going to be working on watching his mouth. I'm going to be practicing that. So what the f***'s up? I will not be watching my mouth tonight.
Yeah. Yes, you will, because I have to edit this thing.
You do.
Yeah.
But there's no pretty way to say... to tell the story about stepping in a pile of dog.
This is our Christmas episode. So, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let me rephrase this. Yeah. One of our dogs left a Christmas decoration.
An early Christmas present.
On the ground. And I'm going to talk about a life lesson that Charlie learned over Thanksgiving. A heartwarming tale.
Okay.
Of... a boy and a
chicken.
And a chicken.
And an axe.
In theory. Yes.
Hi, I'm Shadow Stevens, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ho, 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 ho.
We record the show in advance. Today is November 28th. Mike and I, even though this is our Christmas episode, Mike and I just had our actual Thanksgiving. I went to North Carolina.
Not together. We don't do everything together.
No, we don't. But I'm not against having Thanksgiving dinner with you. would totally do
You're
that.
not again it, as the Southerners
I'm not
say.
again it.
Yeah.
I was in North Carolina. I had Thanksgiving dinner with my brother-in-law, and we had so many people at his house. My brother-in-law's brother-in-law was there. So it was my brother-in-law, Eddie, his wife, Gina, their son, Ryan.
Yeah.
Gina's mother, then Gina's sister, Lauren, her husband, Josh, their 3 daughters. And then
are they all cringing right now that you're telling their names? Like, oh my God, he's identifying us.
Josh's other daughter from our previous marriage, and then their dad and his second wife.
What's his name? What's their dad's name?
Tony.
Old Tony. Old Tony.
Tony, yeah. My aunt, and then my sister-in-law.
All this,
Holy crap! There was I've never had that many people. Not in 30 years have I had Thanksgiving dinner with that many people.
Any of them bring their dogs or pets?
Yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of turkey. Yeah, had some banana pudding.
Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I think bananas were made from milkshakes and pudding. I feel bad for the first human that ever ate a banana.
Yeah,
He's probably eating the banana, and then somebody says, "Well, there's no pudding." And there's no ice cream, there's no milkshake to go with this. You don't know what you're missing.
I've got a question about banana pudding.
Okay, I've got probably the answer.
When you
Nilla wafers.
No, I understand that. When you make banana pudding, you make it with Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Yeah.
Ooh, let me have some of that Cool Whip.
Vanilla pudding.
Yeah.
And then vanilla wafers. Why don't you use banana flavored pudding?
There's not. Wait, hold
There's
on.
banana flavored pudding.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. Why don't you use, but when you make a homemade banana pudding, you mix the bananas with the vanilla pudding and the Cool Whip.
Oh.
And then the vanilla wafers.
I've never made banana pudding. I just assumed it was actual banana pudding.
Yeah, my
this is horse. Darin.
Libby's Aunt Nancy told me that you use vanilla pudding.
Well, Libby's Aunt Nancy needs to call into the show. I'm just saying.
Careful.
I want to have a conversation.
Tread lightly.
I want to have a conversation.
My Aunt Nancy will cut you.
She
will watch you bleed out. And she'll
recap.
say, hurts, don't it?
So I have issue. Let's get into this real quick.
Okay, you've got a lot of issues.
I've got some issues with Libby, her family, and their food. Because we've already had you quit the show over Libby's pancakes.
Yeah.
And now we're getting into this. Well, this person that's related to Libby makes banana pudding and doesn't use banana flavored pudding.
Right. Yeah. What are you going to say? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm just here's, when
because the crazy thing is, as good as it was, I agree with you.
When the FBI,
I don't know why you made it. I don't know why you make it with vanilla pudding.
In the mafia movies, when they're watching the mafia and they don't really have anything on the guy,
right?
And they're going to use the RICO Act. They don't really have anything. I don't have anything on her family yet.
No.
But I'm watching. I'm watching.
Good luck.
I know. I tread like just like the mafia. We're not going in until we can get everybody on the RICO Act.
You realize her brother-in-law is a patron of this podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
And he will pull that money.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well, he may or may not be working with us.
What?
An informant, as it were.
Hi, I'm Dave Lay, the announcer for Irritable Dad Syndrome. Christmas is coming up soon, and what better way to show someone how much you care than a gift from this podcast? Go to irritabledadsyndrome.com and click on Store. There you'll find a wide assortment of shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and other cool stuff. What are you waiting for? Get that special person in your life a Whoppers all-beef hot dog beach blanket or venomous beaver t-shirt today at irritabledadsyndrome.com.
This is our Christmas episode.
This is our Christmas episode,
and I started the Christmas season off right by pissing off your wife as soon as I came into the
Step one. Okay. That's another thing. I am a relatively nice person.
Yeah.
Bess, I've said this many times, is the nicest person I've ever met.
Very nice.
However, we each have our trigger topics. And boy, howdy, did you step on the Acme explosive trigger topic.
And I did not mean to.
Did you notice how everything went cold and serious? Like it was a warm, inviting room, and it just went...
Well, she's going to be so mad at me the next time I come by. And God forbid when we record this podcast and I have to leave, and I'm like, bye, Beth. She's going to be like, screw you,
she's Italian, man. Do you know what that means?
Yes, I do.
She will cut your ass,
Yep.
And she knows people that can get rid of you. Yep. Went cold. It went cold fast.
This is what happened. I walked in, and there were 3 rolls of wrapping paper, Christmas wrapping paper, on the table. and 2 of them were the same.
Yeah, and you opened your big ass mouth.
I just thought this would be a ha-ha moment. I said, "Oh, you've got 2 of the same wrapping paper. You can't do that."
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have jumped out the window at that point, my fight or flight response triggered at that moment. Literally, my heart. I've come the closest to having a heart attack at that moment.
Yeah.
Because I had no warning that you were going to act the damn fool in my house with my wife like that. Say some stupid like that. But you went right for it.
But this is the crazy thing, because you disagree with me 94% of the time, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one.
And you're like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because I said, okay, I'm kidding about the 2. Actually, I'm not. Yeah. You can't buy 2 of the same rolls of wrapping paper. And when you wrap presents, you can't have 2 presents touching underneath the tree of the same paper. If you wrap 2 gifts
no,
in the
Darin,
same paper...
I don't agree with you at all. I think you're crazy.
They can't touch. You can't...
I don't agree with anything you're saying, and I think it's stupid.
Yeah. So over the years, I have purchased a lot of wrapping paper. At the end of one Christmas, the day after, 2 days after, I will go. Last year, I went with my mom, and we bought probably 20 rolls of wrapping paper each, right? And it's like you bring it home, and so I've got this ginormous box that has all my wrapping paper in it. Yeah. And the goal is to try and wrap every present in a different paper. Yeah. Do I have to do that? No.
It's fun. It's festive.
I think it is festive too. Yeah. I really do. And I can't believe that you agree with me on this. But I will wrap my presents in different paper and then go off, and what I do is like earn money for my family to eat. Yes. And to keep the lights on. Yes. You know, I'm a hunter-gatherer. I'll come home and find out that my wife has wrapped 2, 3, sometimes 4 Christmas presents in the same paper. And I'm like,
what? No, God, please, no, no, no.
What are you doing?
I agree with her 100%. Why? I support everything she's doing in that endeavor.
I'm like, why do I have all of this wrapping paper if you're going to use it to wrap 6, 7 presents on the... When we first started dating, she had an apartment about the size of a meat cooler at Winn-Dixie. Okay. Yeah. She had a very, very, very small apartment. Okay. And she had a little teeny tiny tree. And she went, and what did she do? She bought 1 tube of wrapping paper.
What the hell was that?
And it was solid blue. And she was wrapping all her presents in the solid blue paper. And I'm just like, that ain't Christmas. You're killing me. It's just like, you know, and I was, you know, and I was madly just infatuated with her. And I was like, and I'm thinking, Darin, you got to let this go. You got to let it go. You got to let the wrapping paper go. And then I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you wrapping everything in one package of why? Why? You can't.
Why are you doing it?
What? Yeah. And she says, what does it matter? And gosh,
you're killing Christmas.
And
I didn't say that.
And she's, you know, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Okay. And then I'm like, Darin, let this go. This is not the hill you're going to die on.
I love how you pepper these. She's beautiful and gorgeous, because I know what's happening is you're listening to this right now in your house through Alexa, and she's staring at you with the cold, hard gaze of death. Yep. And you're pointing out at the points where you're talking about how wonderful she is. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what we did? That tube of blue wrapping paper. What? The next year that we were together, I didn't use it. The year after, I didn't use it. I held on to that. I'm a sentimental guy. Okay. I held on to that wrapping paper for 20 years, and last year I wrapped something in it. And I said, hey, I wrapped something in our blue wrapping paper. And she's like, I don't remember.
Yeah, there. See,
like, okay. You don't even remember... That's our wrapping paper. We bonded over, even though,
No. Yeah. Way.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Fun thing for you guys to do is if you get into a relationship, that's the first test, is the Christmas paper thing. Because I, like you, grew up with a plethora of wrapping papers. A lot of them. Yeah. All over the place. Yep. And it was very colorful under the tree. And one of the first times that we went to go get wrapping paper, way early, she got a couple of tubes of the same type of paper.
Who? The person?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Yes. And you, innocently, I thought I innocently was questioning, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
And she, in Lord of the Rings, where Galadriel Frodo hands her the ring.
Yeah.
And I'll become a doom, a prophet of doom. And she turns it's black and she's like a dark lord.
Yes.
And everybody freaks out. And then she takes it back and she's like, I can't touch that. And you're like, Jesus, what happened to the elf lady?
Yeah.
That's the same transformation happened just not an hour ago upstairs when you dared question the wrapping paper situation.
Yeah. And
I had the same,
I did not mean to, though. See,
I almost turned into Gollum, dude.
Yeah.
I almost went down on all fours and was ready to run around and chew somebody's finger off and jump in the lava.
Yeah.
I was scared.
Yep. But you see, here's the thing. It's like, I can cross that line with my wife because then I'm like, well, okay, fine, I'm sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
I like sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Our couch is very comfortable.
Yeah.
I can make my own breakfast.
I tried.
Fine.
I wasn't,
but now I've crossed the line with your wife.
Yeah, I was trying to be a little less spineless. I did come to your defense for a smidgen there because I said, yeah, Darin, I agree with you. And that dark look wavered. And she didn't look right at me, but she wavered over.
I thought she looked through you.
It was the old, we're going to talk about this later.
We're going to talk on the ride
and
home.
You better not talk about this on your fun little podcast or whatever you two middle-aged dorks call that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just spent 15 minutes talking about, okay, yeah, great.
But, yeah, I agree with it. Just one paper is all you need.
That's all you need.
Hey, it's Chris and Janine.
And we're wishing you the happiest of holidays. Ho, ho, ho.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
That will do, thank you.
I mentioned that I went to North Carolina for Thanksgiving to visit my brother-in-law and his wife and everything else. Mm-hmm. Okay, so our GPS, when we were driving down there, tried to take us an unfamiliar route.
Yeah,
and we're
does that every once in a while.
No, we don't do that. You can either go over and down, or you can go down and over. We usually go down and then over, okay? Because that's the way we're familiar with.
That's the way the good Lord intended.
Yeah, exactly. So we went the way we knew pretty much. On the way back, I was driving in the morning, and Libby set the GPS in her car. She didn't set it to avoid toll roads, okay? And it took us the way back that we didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And I'm driving, and next thing I know, here we are in West Virginia.
Hey, what happened?
I'm going to tell you something right now. If you're from West Virginia, I think your state sucks. And here's why. 2 reasons. One, why do I have to pay? We went through...
This is the episode I get a divorce. This is the episode you're going to cause me to get a divorce.
I went through 3 toll roads, 3 toll things for the pleasure of driving through West Virginia. $4.25 each time. That's like $50.
They plow the possums off the road.
Why am I paying to drive through West Virginia?
For them to plow the possums off the road.
It's like I don't have to pay to drive through Ohio. I don't have to pay to go up 75 North for the pleasure of driving through Knoxville. I don't have to pay to do that. But I paid a lot of money.
On the turnpike, as it were.
Sorry, kids, we can't eat. Daddy had to pay $50 to drive through West Virginia.
Yeah.
And it's just like the trees.
Wild, wonderful West Virginia.
And their slogan says almost heaven. My ass.
Yeah. Well,
if that's what heaven looks like.
When you get to a Tudor's.
Yeah.
It's
okay. But here, the saving grace.
Yeah.
Okay. I was pissed because I was not having a good time in West Virginia until I saw a sign that said Tudor's Biscuit World, this exit. I don't know how many times you've mentioned Tudor's Biscuit World.
It's near and dear to my heart.
It's more than once. Okay. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, finally something. And Libby's like, what are we doing? I said, we're stopping to get something to eat. And she, where are we going? I said, Tudor's Biscuit World. And she's like, what's that? Because it sounds like an amusement park. Biscuit World. Come see the world's largest gravy ladle.
They should make an amusement park for Tudor's Biscuit World.
And I said, Mike raves about it. And I'm hungry. And she goes, oh, okay. And then she wakes up the kids. And we go in there and our mouths dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
The Mountaineer biscuit, which was country ham, egg, cheese, and a hash brown patty on this mammoth-sized biscuit.
Yeah.
Like $4.
Yeah.
Or some crazy.
And you don't have to eat for another day.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Biscuits are like the size of the plate.
Yeah.
Well, not that big. They're the size of a saucer.
So my jam is the Golden Eagle, which is very similar to everything's the same except instead of country ham, it's Canadian bacon.
Okay. I got the country ham. Anytime I can get country ham, I get country ham.
Okay.
Country ham makes bacon look like a... Country ham is amazing. And if I still lived in Tennessee or when I grew up in Virginia, that's what I would be eating. And my blood pressure would be through the roof. And I'd say, I don't care.
So I didn't.
I'm going to reach out to Tudor's Biscuit World and see if they will be sponsors of this podcast.
The other thing, I always get the Golden Eagle biscuit, and then I get the gravy platter over one biscuit. I used to get it over 2 biscuits, but I want to live to see, my kids grow up.
I got the super breakfast.
Yeah.
Fried eggs.
Did you try any of the gravy?
Country ham, a biscuit, hash browns, or tater tots. I got the tater tots.
Okay.
And the gravy. Yeah. And I dipped the tater tots in the gravy. I dipped my eggs in the gravy.
Yeah.
I put the eggs on top of my biscuit. Okay. And then I'm eating them with my fork because I'm an American.
Yeah.
And then, since they're fried eggs, the biscuit sops up the yellow goo.
Yeah.
And then I would sop up the gravy. I even put my ham in the gravy.
Yeah.
I put my straw in the gravy. God, it was good. Tudor's Biscuit World, man.
It's the bomb.
Yeah.
It's the bomb.
But outside of that, I did not have a good time in West Virginia.
Okay.
And I want somebody to send me my money back.
The Irritable Dad Syndrome Christmas Holiday Spectacular is brought to you exclusively by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I still can't find my keys. And there's one thing almost everybody has in common. That friend or relative who's impossible to shop for at Christmas time. Well, your problems are solved. Just buy them a bottle of Diff. With its unique enzyme action, Diff dissolves old paste and cuts wallpaper removal time in half. And it fits perfectly in most stockings. So show your loved ones just how much you care with Diff. Diff, the only one that really works.
That's right.
Now back to you guys in the studio.
So we also went to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Oh, okay.
We visited Bess's sister.
Okay.
And her husband, who was the listener of the week for
7 weeks
in a row. And really, he was the only listener those 7 weeks.
He holds the record.
He holds the record.
We haven't had listener of the week in a while. I need to bring that back.
And one of the funnest things about going to visit them is you never quite know what to expect when you walk into their house.
Right.
And this time was no exception. We go in. Now, when we've had Thanksgiving there in the past, which we typically go there for Thanksgiving, they have their bottom floor of their house is like a banquet hall. It's huge. And they have this huge table down there.
Yeah.
And everybody sits around there and they have like all this stuff and it's a big thing. And I went down there because I wanted to see how many seats were at the table, how many people are going to be showing up. And I run into probably about 10 to 15 pinball machines.
Okay.
All working. One of them, by the way, is the Iron Maiden pinball machine.
Nice.
Full with Iron Maiden tunes, and you pick the tune, and it plays it, and Eddie, and it's Satan, and it's awesome.
What tune did it play?
I played all of them. I spent more time on that.
Tunes.
It plays, Wasted Years, Power Slave, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariners, Aces High.
Okay.
Can I Play with Madness?
Lick It Up?
No. That's Switch or Kiss.
That's Kiss, yeah.
Anyway. We get the story about that. There's a pinball league, and actually the pinball league is going right now. We may actually be streaming at the pinball league.
Yeah.
Because Jim streams the pinball league out, and I was like, well, you need to stream Irritable Dad Syndrome in so they can watch us while they're playing pinball, and other people can watch them play pinball.
Yeah.
And I don't think he liked that idea. Anyway, the point is...
It makes sense.
So we also always do like a 5K or a run or something. They have a pond, and, they run around. That's all Charlie wanted to do was run around the pond.
Okay.
I want to go down, I want to run around the pond. So Bess and Charlie and Bess's sister Laura...
Yep.
They decide, and I think my niece Maria, I don't know how many people went down there, but they decide that they're going to go down there. While this is happening, am playing Iron Maiden pinball.
Yeah.
Okay. I can look out the window and see the pond. All right.
Okay.
Another point of this, they used to have a trailer that they lived in down on the other side of the pond while they were building this house, and they leased it out. And the people that lived there had a couple of chickens. And then a couple of chickens became 4 chickens, and then it became 8 chickens. And now there's about 300 chickens.
I can explain why.
Yeah.
The chickens were having sex.
No, they lay eggs. And then they exchange the eggs for baby chickens. But there's about...
Are you saying there was some osmosis
going on? Life
finds a way.
Some budding.
See, I was going to say budding, but I didn't think anybody would get that.
I don't care if they get it or not. There's like 300 chickens running around down there. So I'm in the middle of playing Iron Maiden. Can I play with madness? Shooting the pinball, everything. And Jim is right next to me. He's playing a pinball machine next to me. And then his phone rings and he looks out the window and he says, okay, I'll be down there in just a minute. And he didn't say what he was going to do. He just said, I'll be down there in a minute.
Yep.
He's gone for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. And then I look and Jim is walking back from the pond up the hill with a bloody, dead chicken carrying it by its feet.
What?
And he keeps walking towards the door that goes into the house.
Uh-huh.
Now, I know what you guys are thinking.
It's bad luck to carry a dead chicken
It's bad luck to carry a dead chicken into a house. But this is a nice house. This is not a house that you would typically expect animal carcasses to be carried into willfully and gleefully.
Kind of like that opening scene from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
All the feet and beaks hanging from the...
And so I let the ball drop on the Iron Maiden pinball machine.
Oh.
You know, well, I'm not paying attention to it anymore.
Right.
And Jim, indeed, walks in the door, and I look over, and just in a cheery manner, he says something like, we're going to have some chicken soup tonight. I'm like, okay. You psychopath, what did you do? Did you just go down? At this point, I don't know what happened. Did you just go down there and club a chicken to death?
Yeah.
Or what happened? So the story is that the aforementioned group went down around the pond, and there was a chicken that was off by itself. The dog came with them.
This is how every horror
Their
movie...
dog, Rosie, came with them.
Ah.
And Charlie named the errant chicken, the errant live chicken, Bob.
I thought the dog's name was Bob.
No. The chicken's name was Bob. The dog's name is Rosie.
Okay.
About a minute to a minute and a half after Charlie named Bob, Rosie came over like a wolf and clamped down on Bob and killed him, shook him until he was dead, and then was running around with his bloody carcass. And that's when Jim was called down there to figure out this issue. Now, if I were in Jim's place,
if I can remind everybody that this is our Christmas spectacular.
This is our Christmas spectacular.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
He goes down there to the scene of the crime. You know, like I would bring a trash bag, or I may throw it in the pond or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't carry it back into my house because I don't know what to do with it then.
Yeah.
And he had a knife, and he proceeded to, they have a sink in the basement there, like a full kitchen down there. He proceeded to rip it apart, and he got the breasts, he got a couple of legs and haunches, you know, all that stuff. I had to, because I am who I am, I yelled out, "Save the neck for me, Jim."
Yeah.
But, and then
did he cut the head off of it like they do?
I
in
wasn't
the movies?
watching.
Okay.
I went back to, you know, it's like one of those old 80s movies where something horrible's happening and the kid just goes back to reading their book or watching their show. I go back to Iron Maiden. There's something horrible's happening over there.
Yep.
I'm playing that. And that's when Charlie came in. He's like, "Did you see that dead chicken?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "That's Bob." And the Halloween, you know, the piano thing from Halloween, like a horror movie. That popped up. I'm like, "How do you know his name is Bob?" He's like, "I named it Bob before Rosie killed it." That's okay.
Oh.
All right. "Do you want to talk about Bob?" And he's like, "Jim says we're going to cook Bob." I was like, "Okay. Are you concerned about Bob?" And he said, "Yeah, it makes me a little sad." I was like, "Okay, buddy. That's you know." He's like, "But we're going to have chicken soup later."
Yeah.
It's like, "Okay. That's looking on the bright side of things."
Okay.
So we go through the day. I forget about that. I put that out of my mind. Bob's in the slow cooker in the upstairs kitchen.
Oh my God.
For most of the day. And then later on that night, I'd forgotten about it. We had like a little party. And then Charlie walks around with a bowl of chicken soup. And I'm like, are you eating Bob currently?
Cream of Bob.
Yeah, he was eating Bob soup. Being a parent.
How was it?
I hear it was great. I can't bring myself to eat something that was named, you know?
Yeah.
I thought I'd seen it all as a parent. Not all, but I'd seen enough. I've never been nothing in being a parent in Ohio prepares you for
that's not in the manual.
Your kid eating a chicken he named Bob that had just been killed in front of him.
Yeah, earlier,
like literally.
No, I wouldn't know what to do with that. I really wouldn't.
Yeah. So we haven't talked about it. He'll hear about it on the podcast, I guess.
He doesn't listen to the podcast.
No, but he will, like years later.
Okay, yeah.
Like, oh, what did Dad talk about? Oh, here's this horrifying story.
On their Christmas special.
On their Christmas special.
Did Bess have any chicken soup?
I don't know if she did or not.
Yeah.
She thought it was hilarious. So I posted a picture of Jim carrying Bob with Charlie looking on for this episode, and I heard Bess start cackling from the other room when she saw that was posted.
Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and this is my friend Peppy.
Hi, everybody.
We would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
That's right, Dave. Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays.
I did eat turkey. The turkey was not named.
Yeah.
So I was fine with eating that turkey.
Well, yeah, we had turkey, and then with the leftovers, I've heard of people who do this. We've never done it. My sister-in-law's stepmother made turkey soup.
Your father's sister's boyfriend's husband's former roommate.
Exactly. They were going to come, but they got caught in traffic.
Yeah.
So she made this ginormous pot of turkey soup.
Okay.
And it was pretty good.
I've never had turkey soup.
I have not either. It's the leftover turkey with onion, celery, carrot, the drippings, the broth, some water.
I think it's illegal in Ohio. I think you're required
to was put really good.
Okay.
So the next time I have turkey, I am making turkey soup.
Okay.
Usually I make turkey salad.
Yeah.
Which is you grind up the turkey and celery and mayonnaise. Boom.
Yeah.
You can put grape in it, or you can put like other things in it.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
it's your salad.
It's my house. Yeah.
Drown it in whiskey and eat it.
Yep. Whiskey soup. This whiskey's name is Bob, by the way. Speaking of Thanksgiving,
yes,
one of our traditions that we have done this every year, is we watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't know how many times I've seen it. 20, 30.
Yeah.
I have no idea how many times I've seen it.
I've never seen a guy get picked up by his testicles before. Lucky thing for you, that cop passed by when he did. Otherwise, you'd be lifting up your schnutz to tie your shoes. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Do you have any idea how glad I am I didn't kill you?
Do you have any idea how glad I'd be if you had?
This time around, you ever notice something after the 20th, 30th view?
Yep.
So Steve Martin gets in the shower in the hotel. And when he gets out of the shower, that's when he notices that Dell has used all the other towels, that the floor is soaking wet, and that the sink is full of his socks and stuff.
Yeah.
How did he not notice that before he got in the shower?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did he not notice that the sink had dirty socks in it when he was washing his face?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like he has no peripheral vision whatsoever. He walks in, looks straight at the mirror, starts splashing water on his sink, and then this smells bad. Hey, Neil, will you wash my socks? Or whatever. Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie. I mean, that's one of those movies that it's like awesome scene after awesome scene after awesome scene. But one of the little ones is when they're driving the burnout car and they get pulled over.
Yeah.
And John Candy's like, the radio still works. After that, with everything else.
Clear as a bell.
Clear as a bell.
Yeah. I like how they finally got to the point where they blue moon of Kentucky keep on shining. No, and that's another thing when they're in the car.
Yeah.
So he rented the car in St. Louis. Okay, and they're driving to Chicago. I did my own research.
Yeah.
Chicago's like 4.5 hours away.
Yeah.
And when they rented the car, it was still daylight.
Yeah.
That's when Steve Martin got picked up by his nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, still daylight, and they're driving to Chicago. Why did it take him so long to drive 4 hours? Because he drove a little bit, then they switched, and then John Candy was driving a little bit, and that's when they had the accident.
Is any of this explained by? There's like an extended cut that fills stuff in.
Say, there is, and Libby actually got it for me last year.
Yeah,
but I don't have a 4K player.
Oh,
so we returned it. It's got well over an hour and a half of something of deleted scenes in it.
Okay.
Maybe that explains it.
That might.
But the third thing was when they're laying in bed together and why did you kiss my ear? Why are you holding my hand? Where's your other hand between two pillows?
Those are pillows.
Okay, he's laying on his side.
Yeah.
Which hand and how do you, are you a contortionist? How do you get, did he reach over? and then put it between the two.
Like,
or
do
was
that
it
thing.
underneath?
Yeah, right in there.
Got in the,
right in the
sweet,
crawl there.
in the sweet spot?
Get it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Another great movie to watch on Thanksgiving, you'll probably disagree. I don't know if you watch it, was Freebirds with Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson. They're turkeys, and they decide that they're going to bust into the U.S. government where they have this time machine.
Yeah.
They're going to go back, and they're going to cancel Thanksgiving so they'll stop killing the turkeys. And I'm telling you right now, it's hilarious. Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson and Amy Poehler are fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite reindeer? Tell us now at irritabledadsyndrome.com.
Continuing with the Christmas episode theme, I'm a little bit under the weather. All right.
Okay.
And
you look fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so when I'm like that, I wake up often in the middle of the night. And I woke up probably around 2:30, 3 a.m. The water that I normally have by the side of my bed was empty, and I needed to go downstairs to get more water. So I'm already annoyed by that.
Why don't you get water in your bathroom?
I will from now on, especially because of this story.
Did you never think about that?
No. I'm walking down the... Well, I also wanted to... I had some Dayquil that I wanted to take down here as well.
Gotcha.
I don't do NyQuil because I don't know. I have to go to work. I want to wake up and be able to go to work.
You start seeing things.
Yeah.
And hallucinating.
So I'm walking down the hallway and I step in something on the heel of my foot, cold and wet.
Oh.
And I think Andrew left a fried egg in the middle of the hallway. That's what I distinctly remember that.
As well as I know Andrew, he probably has done that before. Because he's your kid.
So then I'm pissed that he left a fried egg there. You know, obviously my brain is hazy. I turn back around and I see the moonlight is coming through the window of the door.
Very romantic.
Perfectly illuminating a pile of dog with a perfectly formed heel in it with a little scuff of poos coming after. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
Something or someone has upon this floor. Now, there's a lot of suspects. I know it wasn't Bess.
Right.
Because she was in the room with me the whole time. It wasn't her.
Her alibi is solid.
Her alibi is solid. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Andrew because I think if he's going to in the hallway, it's going to be the upstairs hallway. He's not going to. He's not going to
stop doing that years ago.
Yeah, he's not going to come all the way down. Charlie likes to fall asleep in the living room.
Yeah,
it's possible that he came around the hallway and right there. But this was an especially large. You've seen Boobah.
I have,
and you've seen Marbles. A physicist and a biologist would look at these two dogs and say, of the two, Boobah is going to have the larger movements because Marbles is a smaller dog. However, I would argue that Marbles, his poop is that of a dog 3 times his size.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. We'd like to welcome our Dayton viewers. Huge pile, like a massive
It's like, did you eat an entire buffet at P.F. Chang's?
Yeah. It was, I didn't measure the temperature, but it was so big that I would think that even though the outside was cold, the center was
core,
probably gooey and warm. Another factor comes into play here is that we are out of paper towels at this moment.
Okay.
You can't just leave in your hallway.
No, toilet paper.
I couldn't find any toilet paper downstairs. And at this point, I'm so annoyed, I'm waking everybody in the house up because Dad can't find toilet paper and Dad stepped in poo. When really the one responsible for me stepping in poo was 2 people. 1, me, and 2, Marbles. Not a people, but close enough.
Right, but you're positive it was Marbles.
But my first thing I did, I went to wash my foot off in the sink, and then I disinfected, and I did everything I needed to do to wash the from my heel. And then I threw that towel away, basically. And I went back upstairs. I announced to everyone who was slightly awake.
What time was this?
At this point, it's 3:05, 3:10 in the morning.
Okay.
There's in the hallway, and I can't find any toilet paper or paper towels. And Bess, from the bed, said, I think there's some in the kids' bathroom. So I go in there. Sure enough, it's in there. Then I'm downstairs with the Formula 409, the Pet Don't Poop Here spray,
bleach,
the Kroger bag, everything. spraying it. And I'm realizing I'm not going back to sleep tonight. I have to get up at 5:30. I'm not going back to sleep for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Cleaned all that up, threw it out, and went back up to bed, laid there fuming at this dog for a half hour, who was looking at me when I walked back in because he was in bed comfortable while I was cleaning up his feces.
Was this last night?
This was last night.
Okay.
It's part of the reason why I'm in a bad mood today.
Well, and then I think I made it even worse because I woke up at 4 and cannot sleep. Absolutely cannot sleep. So I got up and I was spot checking one of our podcasts, and I realized that the one that we had, the lady and her license plate.
Yes.
There was a revised version that wasn't loaded by Tiffany. We're firing her.
Yeah, she's gone.
No, Teresa.
Let's fire Tiffany too.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm going to text Mike now so that when he wakes up, he'll see it. And then,
Yeah, Mike was driving to work when I saw that. And I'm trying to download that thing while driving. Yes, I did that. And it wasn't until I got to like the parking lot and I was able to get a connection to do all that stuff. But it's been a fun day.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. No, it's all right. I was mad at you for less than half a second because how many times have I left an F-bomb in there or you left an F-bomb or something? There's been other situations.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
Why don't you just say it? I'm the worst toy maker in the world. I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Is Bess hard to shop for?
Yes and no.
Okay, because sometimes Libby can be.
Yeah. I found Bess's present in 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Of like, I'm starting shopping now.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I have to get that for her.
Yep.
But I gave it. See, when you have kids, you got to pick something that the kid's going to get your wife.
Yes.
So I was like, Andrew, why don't you get that for mom?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? She likes it. Just get it.
Right.
And then I still have to figure something out.
So sometimes my wife can be difficult to shop for.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Buy her wrapping paper. Wrap it up in multi types of wrapping paper.
People think that I'm copying out or I'm taking the easy way out, but I do like to buy her gift cards.
Okay.
You can't screw up a gift card. One year I gave her like $100 cash. She took it to the bank and changed it for $520s.
Okay.
But she likes gift cards because she likes to shop. She does enjoy shopping.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll get her the gift card. But one year she wanted shoes. And I said, no, I'm not doing this. Because when you ask for shoes, I never know the style, the size, if you're what color. I don't know any of that stuff. And it's a guessing game. And women's clothes and women's shoes are just an enigma wrapped inside a mystery. I don't understand anything about
I don't go there at all. I have no idea. I don't understand any of it.
So she says, I'm going to make it really easy for you. I found this pair of shoes. Okay. So she gives me all the information. She gives me the store, the address. Okay. She gives me the UPC code.
Yeah.
Okay. The color.
Yeah.
The price.
Yeah.
And the size.
Yeah.
I've got 6 things to go on. I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
I go to the store at that address. Okay. And then I find an employee.
Yeah.
And I said, can you help me find these? Because I've got the photograph. And she says, sure. So we find the shoe, the size, the color.
Yeah.
It matched the UPC.
Oh.
And it was the price. So all 6 things were a match.
Yeah.
There's no possible way I'm going to screw this up.
This is the cup of a carpenter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You've chosen wisely.
Yeah. So I buy the shoes. I go home. I wrap the shoes.
Yep.
Christmas morning, she opens them. Oh, wow. Thanks. These are great. Oh, you got me the shoes.
You got me the thing and the stuff.
The one that, great.
Yeah.
And I saved Christmas, right? Okay. 2 days later, she returns them. I was like, what?
Yeah.
She goes, I changed my mind.
You were so proud of yourself.
Yeah. I was so proud of myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then something I love doing is I'm good, really, really good at when I wrap my presents that nobody can tell what it is.
Oh, I wrap like a beast.
I put
like a ninja.
Yeah.
I'm a good rapper.
I put marbles inside it or pencils. You put stuff in there that or if it makes noise, you stuff it really thick with towels or old socks to where it doesn't slide.
Put a live rat in there.
Yes, or dead chicken.
That'll throw him.
Yeah. Bob in there.
Yeah.
And nobody can guess what I put in the box except for Libby. She can pick up any box. She goes, Oh, is that robe? I'm like, how do you know is the robe?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How? So, and then she started stealing all of my tactics for wrapping gifts. Right? She'll put marbles or change or beer mugs or something in it. She'll make a light present heavy.
So, do you have trouble keeping secrets on what you bought?
No.
I suck. I think this is one of the things that Bess has learned to just deal with me, is it drives me crazy to not give hints and not want someone to try to guess what I got. So I will buy her a present in October that has to make it to December.
Yeah.
And I'll announce it. Like I'm home. She's like somewhere else. She's doing something. I could easily put this in a hiding spot and go about my day and just never mention it.
Yeah.
But no, I announce, I got your Christmas present.
Yeah.
You want to know what it is? No, I don't want to know what it is. It's not a book. Is it a book? Damn
it.
Okay. I bet you don't know where I got it. You probably got it at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. So
it's your favorite author. Okay, will you stop? And then I end up, and I try to give it to her. And then for like 2 months, she's like, oh, I'm going to get that book by the thing, and it's like,
yeah.
I'm terrible. I suck at it.
So one year I bought her, she likes a body pillow. She lays on her side and she uses a body pillow to elevate her knees for her back. Okay. And her body pillow looked like
body pillow.
She had a body pillow. Her body pillow looked like it had died from botulism. Okay. It just desperately needed to be burned and replaced.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm buying her a new body pillow. Now, listen, this wasn't her main gift. It was a gift. I also bought her like some candles and new PJs and
pots and pans, a vacuum cleaner.
I don't do that. Oh, no. I do not do that. I do not do that. I'm stupid. I'm not that stupid. So I bought her a body pillow. And it's big, right?
Yeah.
And so what we did was we had this giant box that used to have a baby gate.
Yeah.
Okay. A really long box. I put the body pillow in that box, wrapped it up, and when nobody was home, I took all the presents out from underneath the tree and put this giant box under the tree and then covered it back with the boxes. Now, this is where we had like 5 or 6 for Jacob, 5 or 6 for Cameron, some for my mom, her, and me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just covered. And Christmas morning, I'm like handing out, distributing the gifts. I'm like, what is that? Huh? What? Grabbed it.
What is that?
You just start pulling it and just keeps going and going and going. And he was like,
What happened?
what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Like, how long has that been under there? For a couple of weeks. And I have never been more proud of myself.
Yeah.
Until Mike, a couple of years ago, I bought Libby this big coat and I wrapped it up in a pretty big box, right? She's going to know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like people knowing what I got her. I wanted poster frames for the movie room. So Libby wraps the poster frames in their poster frame thing. It's like, that's a poster frame.
Yeah.
It's kind of like wrapping a tennis racket in a bowling ball.
Yeah. Or a dead chicken without put in a box.
So I know I'm getting poster frames and they're behind the tree.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I wrapped Libby's coat, this big box, and I put it behind the poster frames.
Okay.
Her big present hiding out in the open for like 3 weeks. And Christmas morning, I was like, well, I'm going to see what this, oh my God, what's this giant present here? Oh my, what is that?
Yeah.
And then I love when that happens.
Yeah.
The Star Wars Holiday Special, sponsored by General Motors. People building transportation to serve people.
I was on YouTube, and if you go to YouTube, you can look up the Star Wars Holiday Special, and it is horrible. It is so horrible. And I have friends who will watch it from time to time. It's just like, it's so bad but I'm like, I don't know how you get through it. It's not even so bad it's entertaining. It's so bad.
It's just bad.
It's just like really, really, really bad. And you got to wonder, what were they thinking?
That's it. I'm turning back. I know your family's waiting. I know it's an important day. All right, we'll give it a try. I'll set your coordinates. Won't jump far. I'll get you back there in time, pal. Trust me.
It's really, really bad. Really bad. Yeah. So go to YouTube and watch the Star Wars Holiday Special, and it'll put you in the Christmas spirit.
Hid Libby's presents in the dryer. I did.
I said that when you're on Facebook. I said I hid Libby's Christmas present in the oven. She'll never find it there.
No.
Yeah.
I did one year. I just hid everything right out in the open.
Yeah.
Like everybody, the kids, everybody's presents was just like on a table in here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just around enough stuff to where you couldn't see it. The problem was I still missed some when it was like time to wrap them. I still like, oh crap, that's still in there. That needs to be dealt with.
We hid the boys' Christmas present in the basement one year, and it took us about 2 hours to find the presents. Couldn't find them anywhere. So, all right, listen, we're going to wrap this episode up. I want to thank Chris and Janine.
Yeah.
I want to thank Shadow Stevens. I want to thank Dave Lay and his buddy Peppy for sending out little holiday messages on this episode. And we want to thank you for listening. And I want to mention, again, December 22nd, WGRR. Mike and I are going to be on the radio with Chris and Janine on their retirement episode. That's going to be so much fun. And I want to mention that if you still haven't bought your special someone a gift for Christmas, you can go to irritabledadsyndrome.com and do that.
You can still buy that damn T-shirt you all seem to love, but nobody seems to buy.
Exactly.
That one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And while you're at irritabledadsyndrome.com, you can download every episode we have, and you can drop us some little cash. give Mikey and Darin a little Christmas present for Christmas. Yeah.
Cover the cost of this godforsaken show.
Exactly. We're going to go, guys. Merry Christmas. We hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mike Odell, Darin Cox production.
If you are a new viewer...
Hi.
Welcome
to Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yeah.
You're so pleasant.
We're broadcasting. Can you hear me in your thing?
I can't hear you in my thing.
This is going to be a terrible show.
It probably is.